So, you want to know how to no-hit Spamton NEO in Deltarune? Well, I can teach you how. Now, the strategies vary for Spamton NEO depending on whether you're doing main route or Snowgrave, but this video I'm going to be focusing on Snowgrave. There's not really that much of a difference, but you will have to vary your strategy depending on which. The attacks don't really change, except for Snowgrave when there's an added few on the end, but anyway. First, let's go over equipment. Of course, in Snowgrave, you're only going to be fighting with Chris, so you're going to need the Mecha Saber, Devil's Tail, and the Pink Ribbon. The Pink Ribbon helps with grazing, while the Devil's Tail helps with damage output. But if you don't have either of these things, you don't necessarily need them, but you might be put at a little bit of a disadvantage. Right, so let's talk strategy. Now, of course, this will be practically the same between main route and Snowgrave, but in Snowgrave, you're only fighting with Chris, and you can obviously deal a lot more damage. But also in main route, it kind of balances out, especially when you consider Susie's Rude Buster. Now, you could just graze everything if you wanted to, like you're some kind of speedrunner, but I think this time I'm not going to be grazing absolutely everything. So, of course, what you're going to want to do, first of all, is fight. That much is obvious. So when you come to the first attack, it's the Spamton heads, so you just shoot them. You can do it with a big shot if you'd rather, that's how I normally do it. But you can also do it with little shots, and if you're grazing, you can just go either side. Now, X-Slash requires 25%, so we don't quite have enough of that at the moment, we just have to keep attacking. Land those crits, you're going to really need them. Next up is the cart section. I actually really love this one. So, I believe it's the same pattern every time. I'm not absolutely certain on that. But yeah, what I do here is I just focus on destroying the Spamton heads. And when those little tunnels show up, I stay close to the envelopes, but not quite touch them. That way I can graze both that and the Spamton heads. Now, when you're above 25% TP, use your X-Slash, obviously, because that deals a ton of damage. So yeah, for this one, the first heart attack, not to be confused with a medical condition, farm TP as much as possible, because you're going to need it throughout this fight if you want to do it optimally. A lot of people think this is cheesy, but to be honest, we do love cheesing bosses, so no one's going to get mad at you if you do this. Alright, and do X-Slash again. So this one's the Pippis, we just have to ready our big shots. Now you can spam your big shots and do the funny big shot exploit, but that makes the fight considerably harder in the later attacks. And I'm not good enough to do that, so I'm not going to use that strategy, at least on this attack. Now I'm going to do X-Slash again. Now, depending on whether or not you use the big shot exploit, this attack can be easy or incredibly hard. So, what you want to do is aim at the Spamton face and just go up and down like this. Of course, you have to pay attention to where the signals are going to hit you. Now, I'll show you what the phone attack looks like if you use the big shot exploit prior, which obviously, as I said, is going to make the fight a lot harder. Now, this is what it looks like. And not only that, but he can practically one-shot you if you've already taken a hit. So, don't use the big shot exploit. As for timing the shots here, it's basically just a matter of predicting where they're going to go. The height they go is random, but you can hit them pretty much every time. And if they hit the box, then you're going to get hit with an unavoidable wave of Spamton heads. There we go, 4 big shots, eliminates the mouth pretty much immediately. So all you have to do is just go up and down here. Now the fast heart again. Wow, I'm missing all my shots. This goes too fast. Also, I have to say, Spamton, if your heart really comes out like that, then you need to seek medical attention. Right, so say you don't finish the fight by this point, this is what the next attack looks like. If you just keep shooting while going up and down, this attack is no problem at all. It looks a bit intimidating, but it's not as bad as you think. Right, I'm going to defend for this next one. It will show the next attack, which is the face again. Now, you can eliminate more parts if you want to, but if you want the most TP, which I highly advise you get, then that's the best configuration to have. Just have the mouth eliminated and don't touch anything else. So exactly 4 shots. I believe after that, when you do a 5th one, he gets enraged. So I wouldn't do 5 there. Just 4 is enough. It's enough to eliminate the mouth, and you don't have to worry about the enraged attacks. Oh, yeah, this is another variation that you can get. Fast signals, and yeah, that's a whole bunch of well, not really RNG spam, but it's a real pain. And here we have the Pipis again, where this time the spawn rate doubles, so you have to shoot twice as many. But as a trade-off, you do get more TP for it, so there's a bonus. Now here we have another Carts attack. This one's a lot quicker, but it's consistent. As long as you remember to do little zigzags there. Now here we have orbs again. Remember to use big shots to eliminate the heads. If you miss any, then they will shoot pellets at you. But again, not as bad as you think. Right, so now the attacks will just repeat endlessly until you get him to a low enough amount of HP. So I'll show you what the last few attacks will look like if you're like doing pacifist in the main route, because that is important. And whoops, and oh, I already used the help here. Whoops! Right, so I'm going to hit him. Right, so I'm going to use the big shot exploit to take out the triple hearts. I'll show you what that looks like without it after this part. Now, when you get here after the triple hearts, it will just spray in his face, which I think is funny. And if you go one more after that, you come to final attack. Now, obviously, this is his ultimate attack. It's not really the final attack, not unless you're playing on pacifist or you're doing main route. So just move up and down to avoid the ghosts. And just like that, the next hit will finish the fight. Alright, so now let's take a look at what all of that will look like in a single run. And that's all the tips and tricks I can give you for Spamton NEO no-hit. Now, obviously, if you're on main route, you'll have Susie and Rouse as well. Susie's Root Buster does a ton of damage as well. And if you can also land those crits, then you should be just fine. You could do Pacifist, I suppose, but then you have to do Final Attack on top of that, and just skipping that is a lot better to do, especially if you're on Snowgrave. So, yeah. Learn those crits, and yeah, do your best. Right, I hope you found this video informative, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.